Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we check in with the Ames Police Department. My guest today is Nye Sadiq, Community Resource Officer with the City of Ames. Nye, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Susan.
It's always great to have you here. You're always a frequent and much anticipated guest.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your position as Community Resource Officer. I know there's been some changes.
There has. I've been added to the Safe Neighborhoods team, which is the team that is comprised of 4 officers and a sergeant. So now we work together in hitting those hotspot areas in the community and working together to work with property managers and educational presentation, so that was a good addition.
So your position is really somewhat of a liaison position between the neighborhoods, the residents, and the police department. Tell me a little bit about how your day works.
It depends. I do the career fairs where we recruit students to work in different positions in the police department. Also work with the property managers, making sure they're knowing about what's going on, any incidents in their properties. And then on top of that, we have our Citizens Police Academy, which is going on right now. So I kind of facilitate that and make sure it runs smoothly.
So as you work through this position, you sort of become the face of the Ames Police Department, somebody that residents may recognize, and they could come and talk to you about a problem, a neighborhood issue, a concern.
Definitely. I'm the person, if you have anything that's bothering you, you can come and talk to me. I might not have all the answers, but resource, I can get you in touch with people for people that don't want to call into dispatch, they can call me and let me know what's going on.
And the Safe Neighborhoods team, also another outreach format for the police department, is a way to get out into the neighborhoods and sort of head off problems before they really become serious.
Definitely, before they become serious, and then also gathering information on what's going on. So if I get the complaints that there might be some illegal activity going on in the area, patrol might not need to respond, but we can send out the Safe Neighborhoods team to kind of go in there, grab some intel, see what's going on, and focus our efforts, our enforcement efforts there.
So a nice added benefit of the Safe Neighborhoods team, I know that they spent a lot of time this summer attending block parties, getting to know neighbors, making people familiar with the services.
Mm-hmm, definitely, and we also work together a lot during VISHA. I'll be with the property managers, they'll be with the bar people. We're basically a big educational team. Proactive policing is a lot of what we do.
And this shouldn't be confused at all with the school officer. We have somebody assigned specifically to work with the school system.
Yes, and we actually just have a new school resource officer, is Nick Schaefer, and so he'll be taking over in the schools now.
And again, another outreach effort to work with kids and head off issues before they become bigger problems.
Definitely, and to overall just create that positive police presence. We have the luxury of not always having to be out in uniform for an enforcement purpose, but to be out there, work with the community, and have some positive interactions as well.
So in addition to the outreach that you as a police officer do outside City Hall, there are occasions when people come into City Hall and need to talk with police officers or detectives. There are some changes coming up.
Yes, we are remodeling our police department. Again, we're starting the second phase, and so they might notice a shift as far as detectives and police admin moving to a different location temporarily while we start that remodel.
So the police department is in sort of the northeast corner of City Hall, right on 515 Clark Avenue. Mm-hmm. But when people come in, there was the phase 1 of changes. Mm-hmm. So there was already a lot of remodeling work done, and people are sort of funneled in another route, which is off 6th Street. Mm-hmm. And now you'll see some other changes.
Now we'll see some other changes. Where the police globes are, that entrance into the police lobby, we're going to be creating just one centralized location. So now you can enter through those doors, and instead of being rerouted everywhere, you can go there and get in touch with police admin, records department, officers. It's going to be a 24/7 lobby. Of course, you will only get, if some departments aren't open at that time, won't get to reach them, but it'll be easier instead of having direct people to go here to speak to admin, here to go to records.
So if you come in off the 6th Street where the Globes are, you will always see a person?
Yep, there are always, well, you might not always see a person, but you can always get in contact with a person. We have our dispatch phone there that rings straight to dispatch. And then if they are open, you won't have to walk around that corner and go to admin or worry about where records they'll be all centralized.
Okay. It's good to know. Some other changes as people walk into the City Hall area. The phase 2 of construction is a little bit broader than just the police department. I guess there's some work in the basement.
Yep, there's some work in the basement with IT that's going on, and then also the locker rooms are going to be remodeled as well. We have a lot more women on the police department, which is a good thing that they didn't prepare for before, and our support staff. So we're going to be getting some remodeling done in the lockers for the men and the women as well.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
The basement, most people who are residents will never go into the basement of City Hall, but also some improvements of office space, sort of upgrading those areas down there for usable space.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So you talked a little bit about doing some recruitment, some job recruiting. Police officers are always looking to get more people interested in law enforcement, and there's always positions, not necessarily at the officer position, but other levels of law enforcement to get people involved in.
Yes, our community safety officer position, which is a position that I started in, and a lot of the other officers started in before. We are hiring for that position and always looking for people that are interested in getting into law enforcement. This is a way for you to see what it's like to work on the inside of the police department, get experience in prisoner transports, parking enforcement, directing traffic. It's a great position, very flexible hours, and so we're looking for some enthusiastic individuals who would like to get their feet wet in law enforcement.
So that's called community safety officer. Often you hear people call them CSOs.
CSOs, yes.
And those are part-time positions.
Part-time position.
For people who have perhaps an interest in a law enforcement career or just are like those activities.
Yes, definitely. And we have people from all walks of life that do that position. Maybe you have been interested in law enforcement, but you're not wanting to be an officer but still want to work within the environment. We have those people that still hold steady jobs doing other things. And then we have students who want to use this as a stepping stone to get into law enforcement. So a broad range of people that we're looking for.
Are there particular skills or things that make that job easier?
Definitely proactive people that are enthusiastic about getting out there. We have snow routes that need to be worked. You get to work the football game. So just as in law enforcement, this position will keep you pretty busy, but it's very flexible.
So active. There's some physical requirements of the position.
Physical requirements, yes. You'll do some walking, and communication skills are really important in any position where you're going to be out there dealing with the public. So just being active, enthusiastic, positive attitude.
So people are interested in the CSO position. Where would they get more information?
You can contact Lieutenant Dan Walter at the police department, and you can also go to the City of Ames website and submit an interest card under the HR department. So when the position comes available, they'll let you know. Yeah,
and a shortcut to that website is cityofames.org/jobs. That'll get you right to all the job listings in the City of Ames.
Yep.
So are there any other initiatives you want to talk about?
Yes, as pedestrians and traffic increases in town with the students being back, ISU police, myself, the students, and a lot of other departments, SciRide, have been working on a campaign, Take Care, Be Aware, that you'll be seeing images around town, just reminding people to share the road and be considerate of each other, pedestrians, bicyclists, buses, and cars. So look out for those signs.
Absolutely. We're a community that has a lot of bikers and walkers, and we really need to be aware of those. Thanks for coming. One more thing to think about as we talk about pedestrian awareness. Remember, Halloween is coming up. We got to be careful of those trick-or-treaters. Friday, October 31st is Halloween in Ames. The suggested hours are from 5:30 to 7:30, so watch out for all those little ghosts and goblins. Also, Yard Waste Free Day is coming up. You can get more information on Yard Waste Free Day, which will be held October, November, and December this year. Look for that on our website at cityofames.org. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.